Today I fucked up by legalizing the Hunger Games. A little while ago in my government class, our teacher had a simulate Senate and House voting process. Each person would submit 2 bills, and then we randomly draw them and vote on them. As a joke, I put in that we should grab 2 people, a man and women from high school from each state, and put them in Wyoming for the Hunger Games. And I made it all the way to my teacher's desk, President. And what was more funny is I had to campaign about it, and why we should, and I basically was just as absurd as possible, and was ironically doing a Trump impression the whole time. I got it first through our simulated House with 95% of the votes, and then got it through the Senate, and it made it all the way to my teacher's desk, W, and because we thought it was funny he passed it, and I got extra credit. When a week later Trump announced the Patriot Games where he would take 1 man and 1 woman of high school age from each state and put them in a tournament. Too long did not read. Our mock election approved the Hunger Games, and then the actual president said yeah. For everyone asking, yes, I fixed grammar. You need to work for the writing personnel for The Simpsons. A week later Trump announced the Patriot Games where he would take 1 man and 1 woman of high school age from each state and put them in a tournament. Thanks for sharing. Somehow I missed this ridiculous news. Hey, can you go back to class and redo it again? But this time pass a bill for universal health care for all American citizens? Also, if you get around to it, pass a bill exonerating Luigi Mangione of any suspected wrongdoing? JFC. I thought you were making it up, but no. Every time I think, no, that's too ridiculous even for this timeline. Nope. Why didn't you restrict the selection process to the uber-rich only? That way you might have been able to put pressure for political favors and changes. Don't be surprised when your teacher announces that you're going to be on the first ones. Today I fucked up by badly introducing a child to politics. Took my 11-years-old cousin out for a tea and bookstore day to celebrate starting middle school and soak up the cool older cousin admiration. We browsed books for a long time. Since she's dyslexic, reading is tough for her, but she tries really hard in the bookstore. She decides to get an anatomy book because she wants to be a doctor one day. I'm so proud of her. As we're checking out, I point out a postcard that says a well-read woman is a dangerous creature. What does that mean? Reading is really powerful. Education is how we change the world. Why would that be dangerous? I'm admittedly caught off guard, and this is where TIFU. Sometimes people in power don't want the world to change, so they're scared of people who want to make it better. It's like the people who are trying to ban books. They're trying to ban books. Her mom is an outspoken and progressive schoolteacher, so I figured she might have come across the concept of book bans before. But no. She asks good questions, but a million of them, and is increasingly distraught while we're still in the bookstore. So after clarifying that they're not trying to ban all books, yet, we talk about who supports book bans and why, and what kind of books are frequently challenged or banned. She's tearing up and not using her inside voice. I make the additional mistake of giving a few specific examples of banned books, and she sets off to see if they carry them. She even asks the bookstore worker if they ban books. Finally, we establish that reading is good, and this bookstore wants her to read, and we go meet her family. I quietly warn her mom that she had just learned some distressing information, and sure enough, in the car home she says, "Mom, did you know some people want to ban books?" Too long did not read. Introduced a preteen to the concept of book bans, causing a minor but very justice-minded meltdown in a bookstore. Seems like you lit a fire under her, in my opinion. Telling a kid they can't do something almost guarantees they will go out of their way to show you they can. Maybe she will consciously choose not to let those kind of people into her life. It's never a bad thing to tell them the truth. I just hope her mom is ready for the fallout, lol. Civics teacher here. You didn't fuck up at all. Only those disgusted by life begin to think, Slavoj Zizek. Not a foo. That's just the origin story of a future librarian with a vengeance. You might suggest the book ban this book. It's a middle grade chapter book 100% appropriate for her age. Teacher here. Doesn't sound like you badly introduced anything. This is not a TIFU. This is necessary.